Hiya, how you doing? You alright, aye? Aye, I'm fine, aye. I'm fine.
Right, just run, have a wee chat.
Aye, sure, no worries.
Right.
Aye, cool. Go on. Sorry, there's a bit. I've just noticed ants on there. I must have ants. Yeah, sure, come on. Just about to sit down and have some ice cream there.
Right, no worries.
So, the situation is, I've had man-in-the-middle attacks on my phone for the past, I'd say, since I've left Circle, and I'm trying to take Circle to court at the moment, and I've got a hold of a lawyer and the paperwork's in.
Okay.
But ever since then, obviously I know Circle's quite a powerful company, and so I've been trying to take them to court, but because every time I'm getting an email out using my VPN, I'm not getting the message back. So I'm getting a hold of a lawyer. I'm getting people sabotaging the email back. So somebody's hacking into my email and deleting the email. There's people deleting even help from Safa. Help as in the emails to my phone. So the phone's getting basically no help. So I'm asking for help from the veterans associations, and they're not helping. But they are helping, but I need to send them back receipts to get more help. So they're basically cutting off that supply of as in help. So I'm in the middle of making, as you can see, homeless veteran X2 Scots, where I'm going to have to go up there and stand outside a military base to ask for help, because they've stopped me. Circle, I believe, who is responsible for this.
Right. And that's all, you've got all that in hand in relation to your solicitor and all that?
Yes, I have. At the moment, currently I've got parts of it out. But we all know what an IMSI catcher is. It's a false cell tower. Now I've got evidence to suggest that my phone has been going through an IMSI catcher. These IMSI catchers, you can capture the data from an app called Eagle Eye, and I've downloaded that app and found that there is one 1,800 metres away in that direction at a farmhouse, and I've already put that on TikTok. But see, to be honest with you, whether it's on TikTok or not, I don't know.
Right.
Because people are saying it is on TikTok, but that's only my close family and friends.
Right.
But as an IMSI catcher, you can capture certain individual phones. Right. So if my family or the people I speak to, I ask them, is it on there? They say yes. It could be that all of us have been under surveillance, you know what I mean? So that's the way I see it.
Okay, so what is it, what were you hoping that we would do today?
Well, I want, if you were to take the phone, I would be left without a phone, but it's not the first time I've had a phone taken off me by the police.
What would we be taking the phone off you for?
To take to the cybercrime unit to get it inspected for malware or something.
You would need to take it to the manufacturer, because we would only take that for criminal activity, alright? As in criminal activity that you've partaken in. So what you can do is you can take it to, like, I don't know what type of phone it is you have, but you can take it to the geniuses at Apple if you've got an iPhone. Yeah. And they can actually scan it to see if there is malware on it. So I'm assuming that there'll be something
there is patches and stuff like that, right? There is patches for phones and updates. I've not been able to do an update for over 5 weeks, and that's not right. Normally you get an update every week or two, and over 5 weeks is quite long.
It could be a subscriber issue as well. So what to kind of back to kind of prove beyond all reasonable doubt that there is something else going on, I would take it to one of the geniuses or equivalent of whoever the manufacturer of your phone is.
That's exactly what I do need. You know, as an expert, I have done cyber stuff, and that's why I do know about a little bit about, not just the man in the middle attack, but the IMSI catchers and false towers. Sure. And the reason I'm trying to get myself into a position where I can actually get the message out. I mean, I've just checked on GoFundMe page there, right? My GoFundMe link does not work on one website. It says it's linked to another certain person, so it's taking you to someone else. Right. Okay. So if I put my GoFundMe account or anything to raise money so that I can get a passport and get myself to Iceland to ask for asylum, because I know what Circle are all about. I know they're a big massive defence company right now. If you take them to court, they even inspire their employees. I know that they inspire their employees.
Right.
They've got microdot technology to your light bulb there that's 100% bugged right now. And there's a bug I found that's sitting on the armchair there. If you would like to take that, my fees.
What, that?
That there, that's a bug.
Alright, okay. So where did you get this article from?
So I got that from a plastic part of the corner of the room. That's a new, and the plastic in manufacture was BT, and it's a movement sensor. That there is not a movement sensor. That there has a HD camera, visionist, and also it has Wi-Fi. Now the Wi-Fi itself does not compatible with the plastic part of the movement sensor. That has 3 different components. That's
So what was this attached to?
that was one in the corner. See a movement sensor? Movement sensor there.
The one that.
So a wee plastic movement sensor. It says BT 2002. They manufactured parts are from 2018 to 2019. The battery is from 2014.
Okay.
And there's quite a lot of other things. And it says Wi-Fi on it. So the attachment parts as well.
But the lithium battery's obviously not in.
No, I've got that lithium, but I've got pictures of it, and I've put it in a storage device. I've got it in my
I mean, it sounds like you're pretty much all over it.
No, I've more than all over it. I've had to be all over it. I've had to find out who's targeting me, and I know exactly who's targeting me.
Solicitors and all that involved.
Yes, I have to a certain degree, but these solicitors sometimes can be compromised, like the solicitor the last time. So the solicitor last time made me quite concerned because it took them 4 weeks to get me any calls back.
Right, okay.
And I wasn't happy with that situation because I couldn't get any mail in or out, and I couldn't even get a phone call out from any private jails. Owned or operated by previous Circle, but it's still the same staff that's in these facilities. So while I was in there, I was being terrorised, and plus also I was attempted murdered in that jail.
Right.
So that is the whole point of me
And
trying to protect myself. Well, I'd broken nose, but the guy actually tried to murder me.
Sorry, wait, when was that?
This was of October of 2024, so last year, and I've still been trying to take Circle to court just for that specific reason.
Where did this happen?
That was in Lowmoss prison. I was walking back from Dumbarton after the East Renfrewshire put me in a hotel in the Travel Lodge in Dumbarton, all the way from Barhead.
Right.
Now, being over here, you're isolated as is, right? But what I'm trying to say is that them putting you over there is strange enough, that distance away. Me walking back from town after then feeling a bit queasy after a drink and then not remembering anything, waking up in a police station and getting taken to court the next day and saying I'm getting done with breach of the peace, but at the same time, breach of the peace, I'm getting 40 days in the jail and 125 hours community service.
So I take it, obviously, your complaint about what has happened in the prison.
Of course, it is a prison, and it's to do with my ex-partner. I believe that she's got family associated with Circle. A guy from, I think his name's Stuart from F-Wing or something like that, but we all know his name is Madonna.
Oh, I mean, obviously, in relation to all this, your mental health must have been affected.
Well, not to a degree. Everybody's, I'd say, you'd rather be concentrating on other things other than trying to secure your safety, other than
So in
making
relation to that, have you got like a mental health worker just in, or a CPN? Have you spoken to anybody like that?
No, there's been no need. There was a point at once a couple of years back, as soon as I'd left Circle, where they were actually going to. Or whoever it was going to attack me down in Troon. So I barricaded the door, and it was up to my mother, where I says to my mum, do you know what, Mum, I'll make you happy, I'll go and get myself checked out if you think it could be that, but she says it might not be that. But I went to the place voluntarily, and if they said to me, look, listen, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. I says, look, listen, I understand that people can get hyper excited and maybe think or fear other things, you know what I mean?
Have you been diagnosed with anything like PTSD or anything?
See,
like
PTSD I have been diagnosed with, but the local nurse said it was PTSD, but even so, Serco are in charge of the DWP, right? Well, they've got computer systems they run. They're in charge of the DVLA. I've been trying to get my driving licence back for 5 years.
Why was that taken off you?
That was taken off me because I was sleeping in a car, homeless, after I'd left a girl for this travelling girl that he's related to.
Right, okay.
So this is how all associates.
Where did that
That happened down in Irvine.
Right, okay.
So I've still been waiting for my licence back.
Has that been to court then?
That's been to court. That's everything done. And also I've been trying to get what else was it? My passport, and I can't get that done because Serco have involvement with the passport office. Now, if I'm trying to
what are the passport office saying to you as to why they're not issuing you a passport?
Well,
obviously they can't say to you.
Yeah, the passport office is I'm not being paid. I'll never get paid for 8 months off of the DWP until I found out the association between the prison, the DWP, having that association with Serco, and then having that association with the other places. So everything that I do, whether it's NHS, hanging with GPs, you name it, I'm getting hassled because
why is that?
Because this is what they do. This is what they're doing to me. I don't know who.
What was the reason?
Because apparently, right. So it all started when Catherine had an accident. She took an overdose. I woke up in the toilet. I hadn't been feeling well the previous night, and when jumping over in the bed, I ended up putting on jumping over. She ended up being in the recovery position.
Right.
But thank God it happened, because if I never went to the toilet, she'd have choked on her sick. Because when I woke up, she was not well, and she was I woke up, I was shouting her for help, and I never heard anything. I got a surge of adrenaline, and then I was able to get up. But then I went into the living room and I seen her in that state, and then that just gave me the shock of my life, more adrenaline, and then I've obviously tried to breathe life into her and then saved her life, but at the same time not saved enough of her. Do you know what I mean? Where she had brain damage, and I've been trying to get her and tell her that, look, listen, that wasn't my fault. Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know you had drugs. When I pulled you off that bed, I seen the drugs fall out your bra. Do you know what I mean? And I said to her, I don't remember taking drugs in the first place, so how I ended up waking up in the toilet unwell in the first place, I don't know. Apparently, I've been told that it could have been an accident, it might not have been, but who's to know? It's never been investigated or anything like that. But that's where it all started, where her brain damage and her family members and travellers, and ex-partner who has my old iPad and phone. So that's how this phone has a man in the middle attack, has my old email from that phone and iPad that it's attached to this. This is the only reason I know it's definitely a man in the middle attack, and the phone is being mirrored, and it can be mirrored for anything from what they want you to see. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is.
I mean, it sounds like you're all over it.
It's a complicated situation, I understand that, but as it is right now.
Your phone, I'd be taking it to some, if it's an iPhone, I'd be taking it to a Genius or something like that, just to discount the malware, alright?
It's not the greatest of situations, but it's
not ideal.
Aye.
Obviously, we've got a couple of things that we also need to discuss with you.
Yeah,
right?
sure, aye.
One of them we can't do here, we need to do it at a police office, right? So we can deal with that. Have you got the other?
Yes.
Yeah.